All right. Welcome again to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much for joining, people. I thoroughly appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Now, this is the Ben Francis recap show. Should have definitely changed that picture. Let me see if I should change that picture before I started. My apologies. um, yeah, so a few things I didn't do, uh, in which I should have done before. But that's how it is, people. Massive respect, people. We are 21,456. We're almost at 21,500. Still on the road to 25K, people. We don't know if we can. We don't know if we're gonna reach it, people. We don't know if we're gonna reach it. But guess what? It doesn't mean that we should not try. It doesn't mean that we should not try. For sure, we should continue trying until we hit the target. At some point in time, we will hit that target at some point in time. Anyways, so may I try center? Yeah. So hopefully guys are doing good. Please don't forget our sponsors, people at SAP Sports. For SAP Sports, they are located in Denby, Maypen, 138th Avenue, Denby, Maypen, Clarendon, Maypen, and a playpen. Anyways, so people, definitely appreciate you guys joining. We're gonna run through the Ben Francis. Let me just take this picture. See if we can find. Need to find a Dakar Suck player. Dakar Suck player. Let me see. Quite a few of them. Interesting. Yeah, can use him. Remember that Glenmuir is also a part. Ooh. Just remember that Glenmuir is also a part of the Ben Francis. So yeah, I can use a Glenmuir player. Oof. Oh, this is bad. Really, really bad. Anyways, so the picture gone right now. The picture gone. Big up people, massive respect. I'm seeing big up. David Thompson said Clarendon take over. Yeah. All Clarendon final, the Casa Cup and also Ben Francis Cup. All Clarendon final, as people would say, it is a Clarendon takeover. So, some big results today, people. Edwin Allen again, Giant Killers. Let me make some adjustment to this, the title. Make some adjustment to the title. Edwin Allen 2, Glenmuir 3. No, it's Glenmuir 2, Edwin 3. Yeah, so I think that's the adjustment. If I'm mind serve, right? I think that is the adjustment. Anyways, so as you guys come in, please do smash the like button. Gonna do a short show. As you know, people have done two shows today already. I've done 2 shows today. What I'm gonna also do, I'm gonna give you guys some updates on the. I'm gonna try and see if I can get them updates on the under 16 and also the under 14 and the levels that they're gonna be at. I will be at under 16 game tomorrow. At the Pepsi, actually at the Pepsi. I'm done a rural. I'm gonna do the urban tomorrow. I'm done the rural, so I'm gonna do it. Stian said, MG, who you think was the better SBF forward, Jordan Fletcher or Whisper? I'm gonna say Whisper. Let me tell you why. See him left foot. Jordan Fletcher was mostly predominantly left-footed. Not like Whisper. Whisper can use both foot. Whisper is a more of a physical player as well. I think Whisper is quicker. I do believe that Jordan Fletcher can play back when he was playing schoolboy football. He was more of a center. He could have played center striker. Not saying that Whisper can't, but he could have done that a bit more effective than Whisper. But I would definitely go for Whisper. I would go for Whisper. As I said, no people, I said that for the past 10 years, I haven't seen a player like him. I haven't seen a a forward like him in Jamaica. The pace, the aggression, the physicality. Yeah, I haven't seen him for the past 10 years. If I should be honest, for the past 10 years. And a long time that no people. Even when me a player, I don't remember one striker at female level. Even when I was playing. I can't remember. I personally think that he's a generational type player. I believe so. I honestly believe so. I can be wrong though. I can be wrong, people. I can be wrong. People, I can be wrong. But it's my opinion. It's my opinion. Well said, no schoolboy football in the past or now can be compared to the Whispering Wonder. I said none. I don't listen, I wasn't in the 90s. I wasn't in the 80s. Even not even in the early 2000s. That's not early 2000s. But what I do, I would watch some clips, like YouTube videos of those games, those matches that I used to play back in the days. And let me tell you people, good football was being played. They never did not play no good football. They never really did not play no good football, people. And it might sound away, but it's the true people. Back in the time, they never really not play no good football per se. Never really not play no good football, man. That's my problem. And a lot of people are telling me about this a man, that the man, this a man, that the man. Them time they never did play no good football. No team never not play no good football. No school never not play no good football. If you go back and watch the game there, you'd realize many of those schools, the quality weren't there. The top-notch quality that you're expecting weren't there. Just go back for yourself, man, and watch it. Watch about those games. And you'd realize what I'm talking about. The quality that we're expecting, never had, people. May I tell you the truth, it never had. Anyways, so we're here to discuss the Ben Francis. No pictures up this time. I do apologize for that because I tried to put up a picture a while ago. And for some reason, it never come up. My fault. I'm not going to take blame for that. That one is my fault. So, as you guys know, the Giant Killers are at it again. The Giant Killers are at it again, people. Edwin Allen turned up. And as it stands, they're the only team this season to defend their title. The only team this season to go out to defend their title. No KC for a Manning Cup. No Garvin Masia for Dakar Cup. No CC for a Champions Cup. They are the only team. No St. Catherine for a Walker Cup. They are the only team to return to defend their title. And there's a few players on their team who have been there, done that in a Ben Francis Cup final. A few. Yeah. All right. So let's look at the results. What we had today, people. Let's have a look at the results. People, I don't tell you this won't be a long show. Possibly I might do another show after this. Fletcher 45 goals in SBF season is still amazing. It was crazy. That 45 goal was crazy. But let me tell you something, man. If you look at this boy, all right. Shane Milling, wrong MG, some big teams in the past, 95, 96 Charlie team with Kevin Pele, Wilson, Everton, Bosney, Carnell. That's how I say no. Shane. I said for me, I wasn't born in the 90s. I wasn't born in the 80s. I wasn't even playing football in the early 2000s. I was watching football, but mostly overseas football. So I can only account from when I started playing schoolboy football in 2006. I played under 14 in 2006. That's when I started to follow schoolboy football. And I played from 2006 to 2011. After 2011, I still went on to play Division 1, Division 2. And Pele said, MG, me win Ben Francis 2016 with Lennon and my first season as schoolboy footballer. Big up Pele, big up my bro. Pele, in your perspective, during your time, do you see any player at Whispers level during your time playing? So Shane, back in the time there, 1995, me a 3-year-old. 95 me a 3-year-old. 95 me a 3-year-old. Me I tell you, me a 3-year-old, I'm shade. So I couldn't account for it. But from what I've seen, I have yet all of the names of them bring forward to me. All name them. And you know what I did? I go back to Sim and watch back some 1 and 2 clips like Alex Marshall, Kaim Paris. I think Kaim Paris is one who really stand out. Really stand out. And I can say this youth would have been elite level. Karim Paris really stand out, would have been elite level. And look where Karim Paris is at right now. He's in a top club, top club. But the thing about it is, people, the truth is that, big up Fresh God, big up. The truth about it is that, Shane, is that when you look at schoolboy football in a general perspective, many top players did not even pass through the second round. So they didn't really hear their name. I.e. Boza. I think Boza played for Tivoli. Is that Devon Tom and Tivoli? I know Boza played for high school downtown. But I think he said it in an interview. He said that he did not advance out of first round. But guess what? Boza ended up playing Premier League. He was one of the youngest youth to play Premier League. 16-year-old. Was scored crazy amount of goal. So what is that saying? That not only the fact that some of these elite players don't come out of the group stage in schoolboy football, none of us don't really see them. As I keep on saying, there's this centre back down by Bagwalk. Let me tell you, man, that kid is good. Really phenomenal defender. Proper defender. But no one saw him because his team did not come out of the first group. And that's just football. That is just football. Glenmuir Hyde. Yeah, man, Glenmuir Hyde. Wait about Lenny Hyde back in a few days. Chip and Shinner said, MG, what about the star youth from Rusea in the late 2000s? Who that again? You have to remind me, I name them the people. Cleek said, Shane Billing. What about the Clarendon College 98 that won the treble with Sean Fraser? Listen, Cleeks, me never, at 91, 98, basic school me then. But just I leave basic school 98. I remember tell us, I've been not even bright enough to spell my name good. I'm not even bright enough to spell my name good, much as for me I watch schoolboy football. And nowadays, I see Pitney, when I'm a 3-year-old, I talk and spell their name and then sitting there. I read all Bible and then something there. And I recite Bible and then sitting there. From 3 to 4-year-old. So nowadays, Pitney them different. But, let me tell you, man. Which team last to win the treble? Last team to win the treble. I don't remember at all. Alright, so let's get to the games, people. As I mentioned, people, this might not Cian said, I think it's JC 2017. JC 2017? I don't remember. JT said CC. I don't remember. I have to do some research. My brain is so good like food. I have to do some research. Alright, so people, let's run through the game. Even Tremaine Stewart was a great player for Eltham High School. Yeah, but Tremaine did a run pan team. But, as you know, it's Eltham. It is Eltham. Many of the players right now who have played Jamaica Premier League, the truth is, enough of them never really get the limelight in the schoolboy football like others. Many of them, a lot of them. But as I go still, that is it. Many choose different path. Many choose different ways to go. Now the important aspect is this now. What I want to happen is this. You see, in the world that we live in a world where we easily lose focus on the main aim. Very, very easy. Easily lose focus on the main aim. Very, very easy. But say go. Anyway, so people, I didn't watch a full I think the first match was Glenmuir, York Castle. I didn't watch the full match. I only watched the second half. I only couldn't get to watch the second half and the highlights. Edwin Allen game. Now, Pele said, I never thought it was possible, but it's a strong possibility that he's class. So much quality from one player. Very, very much so. All right. Now, first game, people. Shane Billings said, Clicks, I don't follow that team closely. At the age I was following Manning Cup more. I remember Winston Griffiths that was very popular in D Cup though. His name was calling like crazy. Oh. Let's start off with the first team, the first matchup, people. I never got the poll. I never did no poll, people. I couldn't remember, I never did no poll. Rusea's York Castle. York Castle has done tremendously well, you know. To reach this far now. I have to get hats off to York Castle, man. They have done very well to reach this far. Alright, so people, I just dropped the poll in the comment section. Please do go ahead and vote on the poll. Alright, so let me just run through this now, people. Let's run through the analysis of the games that happened today. So Glenmuir finally stepped out of their shell. They finally stepped out of their shell and trying to fulfill their potential. As you can see, it's an all Highland. It's an all Clarendon finals again. Another all Clarendon finals. My apologies about Ireland. Glenmuir stepped out of their shell. I do strongly believe though that this game, in the last 20 minutes of the game, York Castle had the upper hand. York Castle really had the upper hand in the last 20 minutes of the game. I think Glenmuir struggled to hold on for the last minutes of the game. York Castle were wasteful, but one thing for sure, they moved the ball well. They play some very good football. They are a well-equipped team. I like how they play. I really, really like how York Castle play. Nonetheless, Glenmuir turned up and they showed what they can do. They got the job. They got the job done from early out, which is quite important. Getting the job done from early, scoring the goals them from early out in the game, and that was what carried them through. Now, I do believe there's a particular player on Glenmuir team that I'm very much looking out for, and that's Kyle Gordon. I'm expecting big things from that player specifically. I'm expecting big things from that player in particular. Why? I believe he has a very, very high ceiling. He has a very, very high ceiling. So I'm hoping to see him in the future, on his future endeavors. Very much so. Anyways, so Glenmuir got the job done. 2-0. Despite York Castle knocking on the door in the latter stages of the game, Glenmuir keep it close, keep it tight, and they finish off the game winning 2-0. Now, York Castle versus Rusea. My apologies. Edwin Allen versus Rusea. This is an interesting one. I do believe that Edwin Allen, as the season progresses, yes, they have been inconsistent, but as the season progresses, they are getting significantly better. And they play vastly better than that when they're playing against teams maybe the teams that a lot of people don't really know much about or have a lot of glamour behind them. But Edwin Allen, whenever they're playing a team that has any level of name or category or title, they seem to turn up specifically for that game. They seem to turn up specifically for that game. But nonetheless, when I watch them today, they look a very, very good outlet. They look a proper outlet. I love how they look today. They look way more improved than when I saw them in the group stages earlier of the season. They look vastly more improved than when I saw them. So I do believe that this final is going to be a good one. I think we are going to enjoy this final. Rusea's goalkeeper, I think Rusea's goalkeeper got a red card as well. think the heat of the game, well, it wasn't. There's not much he could have done there. Ball beat the defender. He came out early. Clattered the player. Also, the ball came off his arm. So the referee had no option, and she gave him a red card because he would have been the last man, and he stopped the play. He stopped the play illegally, actually. Yeah. So it's not like he came and win all ball. If he won the ball wouldn't have went under him and hit his arm. But for sure, this is a good look right now. I'm expecting a good game. Shane said Clarendon embarrassing all other parishes. They need some investigation to see what the coaches and admin are doing and that the other parishes are not doing. They're not give them secret, Shane. I don't think they're going to give them secret. Pele said, MG, the difference is that Whisper did it alone for cases throughout the season, while most of the past players that are seen are played with, they weren't the only big name players on the team. That's a very good point. That is a really, really good point to bring across in the Pele. I never really even look at it like that. But I do think that Whisper have quality players in KC. There are quality players in KC. Shakes, Gibbs, Mattis. They have the center, the captain. They have some good players in KC. Not the entire team though, because I do think the team they are young. So there are players who are building. There are players who are building on what they have. So they are a young team. But nonetheless, some of those players that mentioned, when you look at the amount of players that they had in the squad, my word, man, my word. Back in the days when Tyre McGee, there's so much players on that squad. But, so you go still. After McNabb said, revenge match for the final. Edwin Allen won 2-0 to knock out Glenmuir out of the D Cup. Yes! Yes, McNabb. Big up. Oh, unseen. You know, so I should drop a long time though, unseen, because even she in the comment section. I should drop a long time, man. My apologies. My sincere apologies. Let me drop it. What me I gonna do? I go for half an hour more because I wanted to do. There's a particular issue that I need to touch on. So what me I gonna do? Every school wants to beat them for good reason. Beat who? Every school wants to beat who? LR 963. Every school wants to beat who? Who is it that you're saying every school wants to build? So I just drop the link unseen and Shane. If you want, come on. Clarendon College is a huge factor driving that improvement in SBF in Clarendon. Now, what do you realize that when you look at the groups, if you're joining a group with Clarendon and you face them twice in the group, and you realize that you match up to them, you can now attest yourself that you are good enough to push forward. You are good enough to push forward. Blessings and respect, Shane.
Blessings, MG.
How things?
Good enough. There's lots of work.
Boy, so you go, man. Work all as the do. Yeah, see the giant killers turn up again.
Yeah, man. Although they're inconsistent, they have been very consistent with killing giants.
True. One thing sure. Hey, them really I see it now, 963. They really disrupt the flow of the Dakasa Cup. You know, let me tell you how them disrupt the flow of the Dakasa Cup. Them kick out Glenmuir, which would have been one of the teams who are better equipped to challenge in the Champions Cup. Also, them kick out Dintil, would also be one of the teams who are better equipped to participate in the Champions Cup.
Yep,
so the two teams them who would have been better to equipped to participate in Champions Cup, they might want to really chew off their season. Dash their season. So you make a statement say boy look like them need to investigate down a Clarendon what going on a Clarendon. Why you say that?
Well, if you look at it, Garvey and Clarendon, well, more so Clarendon College have been very, very consistent. Garvey Massey has been consistent, and you can see other schools are always representing. So if you were to probably poll the last 5 years or so in terms of net weighting of the schools them that perform better per parish, Clarendon would come out on top. So I'm saying there must be something that is going on there. And in business, you always want to benchmark
The most successful business then.
the top guys so that I can spread whatever the top guys are doing across the entire island to have a more robust or holistic improvement of the schoolboy football, youth development program, I should say.
I agree with that because if your competitors are doing something and I generate, if you're a businessman and your competitors are doing something and generate a lot of money, the truth is, most businesses, them copy it and try to style it a different way, which is suit for them company and generate back and try to generate back the same amount of revenues as well. Try to. It might not be successful for you, but you have a try because your competitors are doing it. That's just the general aspect of business.
I don't know. You can see say more big ballers are coming out of the parish there, so from the youth level. So I just need to do. I guess the powers that be probably can just look and see whatever the parish admins are doing to get the youth them interested in the parish from early and what development is occurring from an early age that is making them stand out like this. And see if them can spread some of the learnings in the other parishes.
Yeah. I think I understand where you're coming from with that aspect because they are generally doing something really, really good. And in that aspect, I strongly believe that because they are doing that, other schools should look at that specific thing that they are doing and say, let's see if we can implement that as well. Not sure what I'm do still. It must be at the youth level because a lot of those players are coming through the ranks. I know them recruiting now. I know Clarendon School recruits as well because me knows a CC recruit. Just like them a custom why JC this, JC that. And me know a CC recruit. Just the same. But in the same aspect, they might not the holistic recruiting there. But them definitely do them thing.
By the way, you made a talk earlier. I'd love for you to clarify, because I'm sure you back some people in them face when you say.
What that?
You said that them old time team that never used to play no ball. Can you qualify that statement?
All right. So what I did, I think when we did a national stadium one night, right? I mean, some people gonna. I mean, some old boys gonna argument, big discussion, and they must say, boy, them a look young youth nowadays, them don't really know ball. Them can play ball, but they don't really know ball. And me use aspect say, if you look for enough of the players them right now, back in the days players them, and put some system in front of them. And ask them, like just put formation, right down in formation, and ask them, how does this formation play under one possession-based team, under one transition-based team, and ask them this question. Back in the days, they would know. Coaches that were...
And just out of curiosity, you may be correct, I just want to get under what basis did you come to that conclusion?
All right.
All
right. So what I have a tight-knit relationship with most of the schoolboy football coaches. And the other day I speak with former KC coach, man. Former KC coach of their Harborview.
Ludlow, Bernard.
Ludlow. I reason with Ludlow. I think I reason with Ludlow at the start of the JPL. And I asked him one question. I say, coach, all the years I coach schoolboy football, When you think about players now understanding football, not just for play, for go up and if you go play, but understanding the the board work of football, the tactical aspect of football, the systematic aspect of football. He said this now. This is how he said. He said back in the days, you'll find 1 and 2 individual talents who are very good. 1 and 2 individual talents who are very good, who can carry a team. But nowadays you find out say everybody can play, but it's not just that they can play. They know football. They can fix things while they're up on the pitch. They don't have to wait. They don't have to wait for the coach to fix certain things. They can see when something go wrong on the field. They can know when time space isn't too wide. They know when time a right back a pull too far. They know when time the left winger now pull inside when they should pull inside. They know these minor aspects of football. So, back in the days when time you have the all-time defenders, them would just come defend and run, come kick down a man. You don't find that again. You don't find defenders who just come and bulldoze a man. You don't find that again. Defenders now are defend. Them not follow. Because them know say no, if you follow a man in front of your goal, them man bust the net just the same. So them come, them approach you. And we'll find out now is this that. When the back four in line and one defender step out, the other three them know exactly what to do to fill the gaps. Back in the days, they don't really teach that. They don't really teach them something back in the days. 4-4-2, chase the ball, get the ball, give Starman, and make him score a goal.
The reason why I asked Donna is because for me, you may have evidence as to why you said same.
Mm-hmm.
I just wondering because I know your followers are diverse. And I just wanted you to be careful as to not to alienate a certain demographic of your followers that might be older and you might,
Them no man, me get whole pabin for them, man, from them man. Whole pabin.
Yeah.
So them no set back in the see, Shane, when you look at a group and you see some bad ball.
This is what I'd say to that. To my opinion. You are somewhat correct in my opinion. Because I have to be careful too. It's an opinion thing for me. I have no solid evidence to substantiate any claim. But what I do know is that there seems to be more investment nowadays in coaches getting certain level of licenses and certification. So therefore, it would back up part of your point with that. In terms of systems of play and just understanding football from a more technical level, that would be improved. No, however, yeah.
However, let me finish. Let me ask a question. I write it down. So I can't. My brain not good like fear. So I have to write it down.
Yeah.
Go on.
However, I will definitely tell you that as that coach said, Ludlow said, there are some individual ballers. Back in those days, the skills, some them display some skills back in them days when them youth can't even walk in. If you even think about Walter Boyd, for example, and if you watch Walter Boyd in Premier League and look at the skills that Delico Magaman that they are display, them youth nowadays, enough of them can't walk. May I tell you? One other thing, I mentioned the team here. The Charlie Smith team. You need to get some persons about my age to tell you about the Charlie Smith team. The team that may I tell you the whole of jungle, the whole of town, they on bicycle follow the team that are around, the team that draws so much crowd and normal. That team had a collection of about 4. See, them man that pile man left and salad man left, right and center on the field. The skills are displayed.
All right.
On display.
Right? Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, man. So I would say this. Back in my time, the Shiffy boot thing was more glorified, while now in modern day, it's more focused on
football,
the more technical aspect and getting the ball in the goal and less on the
I can say something to you now.
Yeah.
If you
Go
look
ahead.
at, all right, first of all, may I address the first aspect where a lot of people don't remember.
Mm.
If you go back to 90, so go back to 2000. So all of the older persons, they will probably rewatch it on here. Go back to 2000. When I started playing football for my high school, one PE teacher trained me. He have no certificate na coaching, none. But him having PE certificate, and him no local football, and him coach if he play local football. Now, my first 2 seasons at that Casa Cup, I want PE teacher as well. We don't do nothing at all. We don't do. We get beaten left, right, and center. My last season at the Casa Cup was under O'Neil Thomas, which is the coach of that Dintil right now. And in my first certified coach me ever play under, man certified for coach. A man certified for coach. Go through the rings of coaching, coach for years, coach at this level, that level, whatever. And on his first season, our school, in a years, got quarterfinals at the Casa Cup. And me play upon the team there. Big up Tana Gray. The first. So, most of them time, so back in the days, Shane, when JC could afford to employ one certified coach, how many schools could do the same? So probably the school them have the Old Boys Association though. Like I want 4 or 3 schools in the Manning Cup. I want 2 or 3 schools in the Casa Cup. Out of all the schools them. And because of that, are these same schools that win the title them over. I could be wrong, but I do believe me I right. Me feel like me do believe the based
But
on
at
my
the same
record.
school them a win over now still.
Eh?
At the same school them a win over still
Because
now.
from them time they then create the culture.
Mm-hmm.
If you realize that most of the schools them will come up right now, just to create the culture. Most of these schools just employ certified coaches.
Yeah.
All right. In the Premier League, we you find out now, look at the schools them who are grip success in schoolboy football.
However, they were I'm just thinking about it. I don't know if the coaches were certified back then, but I can tell you, Tivoli won Manning Cup in the 90s. Charlie Smith won Manning Cup in the 90s. I know there were some dangerous camper down teams, and those are all non-traditional schools. I may tell you that Charlie Smith team creates serious waves across the island. Serious waves. Ask the man them who follow football. The 90s Charlie Smith team that with them man. Remember,
Who did that coach?
Rene, I don't remember the coach, but Rene Simoes picked Kevin Pele Wilson out of that Charlie Smith team. His son play for JC now, by the way.
Yeah, man, me know.
Wilson. Yeah. Kevin Pele Wilson was picked straight out of that team and played against Norway in the National Stadium and scored on debut for the senior Reggae Boyz against Norway.
All right. So
that Charlie Smith team was so popular, trust me. It never normal.
Exactly.
And that's a non-traditional school.
All right.
The coach
who was the coach?
The coach now for Tivoli, I think it's Christopher Nicholas.
Yeah, I think so name. I think that's his name.
Yes, he was a very, very, very popular 90s baller in Tivoli. And Steve Green was a very popular 90s baller at Tivoli. 2 names were big football names.
Mm-hmm. But me I say no, Shane, when you go school, right? When you go school.
Yeah.
Which school you go? KC, right?
What kind of question that, man?
More than likely, we have a certified coach from them time there. More than likely. But when you look on the other schools them in the Manning Cup region, what are the chances that them could afford one certified coach to bring forward them footballing program?
Yeah, but them used to do well, so I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm telling you. Charlie used to do well. Mm-hmm. Tivoli used to do well. Camperdown used to do well. Those 3 teams, very, very well.
All right, I agree. So when I fast forward now, when I have a Miguel Coley, when I have a Neville Bell, a Lingval Dixon, a Jackie Walters, when I have these persons, a coach, the younger youths them right now, You must find out, say, you're going to have better product at a younger level. You must get better product at a younger level now. If you have the Premier League coaches, them, a coach at a younger level. Because they know the standard up there, right? And if them come down here, so they know exactly what to do. To get them to the level there, to get them to go up there, so. Now, back in the days, when time, as me John mentioned, say, I'm a PE teacher coach, him don't know nothing about defensive coach. Guess or no? I want goalkeeper. How much goalkeeper back in the days I have specified goalkeeper coaching? And now you find out, tell them something that go on. Specified goalkeeper coaching. Not all of them. Very few of them. George Gunn said, is it possible that Great Clarendon College could finish the season without a trophy? Of course it's possible. I don't know if it's going to happen. Though, Chip and Shield, that is why a lot of people love Brazil football team. And which year that? 2010 me play. 2010. You drop off a while ago, Shane.
Yeah, man. I just wanted, well, now that I've heard that you have something to qualify your statement, no problem. I just wanted to make sure that you had something to back up your statement because you have fans that are all different.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Then around for cut me short, man. Then around for all.
Cool. Go ahead, sir.
J. Thomas said the skill level is low compared to back in the days. No pretty boy football. All right. Let me show you this now. Back in the days, we had, in world football, we had JJ Okocha, Robinho, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo when in back in the time there. Ronaldo back in the time there. But when I talk about some man with skill level well high. Now, me can tell you, say, you have ballers in a now modern time who can do them something there. But because football has passed that days where one man I go take up a ball and dribble, beat 4, 5, 6 man. If you try to do something, then there's a pass. Football now is about numbers. The more assists you have, the more goal you score as an attacker.
Question though. I agree with you for the most part, but you know also that sports is entertainment, and I think some of the entertainment value has been lost.
We'll lose that. I agree. We'll lose that.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. We're losing that. Remember, sir, when we watch a Ronaldinho, a lot of people want to see what Ronaldinho do, you know. All right. I think the problem, let me tell you where the problems are, Shane, and who caused it. It stems from Messi and Ronaldo. So like foolishness, man. It sound like
it sound like you contradict yourself, but me get your point because Barcelona, Iniesta, Xavi team was a very team-oriented kind of tiki-taka style. Love passing the ball.
No, but let me tell you how them spoil football. Messi and Ronaldo, for 90% of their career, is about the numbers. How much goals they score, how much assists they make. Because that is how they win the Ballon d'Or. And their main target every year is to win the Ballon d'Or. That is their main target. So goals and assists. So if Messi take 1 second and delay, one chance to score a goal, Ronaldo use a second day and score. So them can't afford to do that. So you know what them keep on do? I try outdo each other in goals and assists. So what you find out now is that football become number oriented. You notice that anytime people talk about Whisper, the first thing they start talking about how much goals he score, how much assists he make. Any other player in schoolboy football, the first thing they start talking about how much goals they score, how much assists they make. Now, one of the most joyful players for watching a Manning Cup this season, from the start of the season, from me I watch him, I start number 7. He make you enjoy watching him.
Yeah, man. True.
But guess what, no? He don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
He would take the ball and dog walk 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. I mean, I talk about just run past them. Volleyball, plateau over, whoop, whoop, beat him, take it back, and laugh and smile. He would do that. But a man like Whisper now, take the ball and drive towards goal, boom, goal. Done, argument done. So, what you'll find out now is that more persons want to score and assist rather than do the fancy stuff what people are going to say we're going to enjoy the sport. So, you're going to lose that. And that stems from Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Remember back in the days when Neymar usually doing fancy trick and this and that, and we are saying Neymar is one of the best and this and that. But guess what now, no? He's never good enough because he now put up the numbers what Messi and Ronaldo put up. So it's always been compared to Messi and Ronaldo numbers. But in truth and in fact, he's actually skiller than two of them. But none of that we want to see. We don't want to see him hold on the ball 2, 3, 4 hours. No, we want to see him carrying ball, go busting it. Messi a dribble pass 2 man, 3 man, busting it. Ronaldo a plot one time, carry ball, cut back, busting it. That we want to see. The entertainment value gone. It's all about numbers. It's all about numbers now. So what we want to see now, where a man take a ball and flick it over a man's head, a man pile and salad a man. We don't want to see that. Think about it now, Shane. KC versus CC. CC and knock a ball for days over KC, right? And this is what Whisper did. Rather than take a ball, dribble and go score it. Take a ball and start pile and salad the CC players them. You as a fan now in a stadium, would you be happy with that?
No, but more than one after sure him win the game that him start.
But what if it, or him win the game if him do that? He can't win the
no,
game.
after I'm knocking the phone and just say, hold this boy.
You see? But guess what, the priority now to get the numbers on the board. We want to see the numbers on the board, put on 2 goals, 3 goals. We want to see that first before anything else. So football become number oriented. Even for goalkeepers, how much save he make, how much shot in face per save he make, how much penalty he save. Because
you did know say up to 5 years ago assist was nothing.
It wasn't a thing. No one cared about it.
Yeah.
No one cared about it. But look at it, it become priority right now. You must be back, you must be a score and I render all the passes for people consider you for be good. Just to be considered, you know. Just to be considered. And for me, the most enjoyable player to watch. The two most enjoyable player, 3 of them. Daniel Roberts from Dintel, Christopher Holt from CC, and Satchel. These players are a joy to watch because they are so skilled.
Well, my two is Satchel and Whisper.
Like see Whisper for goal. I don't really see Whisper do much fancy things.
Right.
I must say.
Yeah, you see, you never got a lot of the TV matches then, but you see the last match with Georges and Casey.
Yeah.
And the match with Casey and Mona.
Put on a show.
After Whisper score him goal, them start tease. You see like when they do to the CC man, them and start tease. You see all the Georges man, them draw off him shirt. Him just act like he might take it off and say, take it.
Yeah, man. That's a song good banter. That's a song
good man, and I'm going with some bag of things, man. I start entertaining.
Yeah,
man. I start entertaining the crowd, man. So,
you can't tell you want to fight. Whenever the team lose, you want to fight.
Man, I'm going with something, man.
Yeah, but me I tell you, but as I said,
but when do first, when make sure him do first and knock in the goals them first before him start keep up him hand.
Getting numbers on board. Don't tell you.
Yeah.
Numbers are priority. No matter what we want to look at the priority that no. So the things that people want to say back in the days say this a man do that man do that. That's not relevant. If them the man in this time, me can tell you. If make their name, them are focused on scoring goal. Them are go focus on scoring goal. That's just it. Because if you want to make a name in this society, this society design, numbers are the best thing possible. Just as though if a man wants to say, you are going. It no matter how good my content may be, people are going to say, how much just drop off. It no matter how good my content be, Shane, people are going to say, how much subscribers you have? Because they might use that for a test. If me actually
to the quality,
exactly. How much followers me up on Instagram? That's gonna use your test. They not really nobody.
Even marketers too are gonna look for you in the future at numbers them are go by how much followers they have. So, yeah man, me get your point.
And me can't tell you.
Just to focus back a little bit on the teams them. I have a question for Chua to MGP. Hear your thought. Edwin Allen and Glenmuir. Now that they have risen to the cream of the crop in
Ben Francis.
Ben Francis. If they were in say Champions Cup, how do you think they would have fared? Do you think they would have fared better than any of the other D Cup team?
I think Glenmuir, moreover, would stand out a lot better. Based off the type of players that Glenmuir has.
A lot better than which team? You have to call me.
All right. I think Glenmuir would have stand a stronger chance than what we saw from Central. A stronger chance. As I'm saying, why it's so complicated? It's complicated because these teams weren't there to showcase that, and the teams that are there would advance further in the competition than that of the other teams. So it's the testing stick is hard to use because people say, boy, if they mean that good, they would have did it. But we all know.
But Central did fare well against KC. I think they did put up a good show. They were not embarrassed or demeaned in any way. I think they really showed.
Me look on it different. KC in the start 6 of them main starter. That tell a big story to me. That tell a serious story to me. Even when KC brought on the rest of players them. The level turn up still, and I do think Central really fear out for the rest of the game.
Exactly. So,
but Shane, remember, if the man did start, in a rhythm with the team, I think maybe that'd be a different story.
Look here now. Look how me got here. I see if you got twist your own story now. Parallel that now to JC versus Stats, where JC did not start their players.
Mm-hmm.
What say you? Don't change your argument. Now. Go ahead.
You want me not go change my argument? I thought definitely because remember said Stats never start one of the most important players never start as well. The number 5. I do think that quality wise, JC is one of the best teams in schoolboy football in regards to quality man for man. Them right back, centre back, right midfield, man for man, they have top quality. With Stats, it's a more of a unit than any other school. Unit. So in that aspect, I strongly believe that on that day, JC was better with Odin start. Now, the situation is, when KC brought on their better players, guess what happened? Them score. Them come and can score, which means they impact the game. Because Whisper come and can score. When JC brought on the better players, the game was 1-1. And the game state never changed. The game state never changed. So that's still a different story. So it could be a case in which even though JC brought on the better players, Stats probably rise their level at that point in time.
Okay.
So it could be that case. But when KC brought on their better players, Central maybe never had another step to make. They couldn't find another gear. Because, if you're playing against a JC and 70 minutes in the game, Aldrich come on, Zimin is come on, Saka come on, who else come on? I think Lynch not come on as well. Lynch come on? Or Lynch is start? I think Lynch come on as well. They bring on 5 to 6 players who can hurt any team or walk in any team. But guess what happened? The match still fear out.
Well said. They defended their point well, sir. I'll give you an A++ to that one. I have another difficult question for ask, My final question. I apply the host tonight.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Here's a difficult question now. During the season, the consensus was that the rural teams had the better ball. That was overwhelming concept.
Better baller?
Better teams. Sorry, better teams. That was the consensus that better teams were in the Costa Cup. And it was said that the level is higher than Kingston overall. It ended up now that to play Champions Cup, we have an all that man in final. And out of the top 4 in Champions Cup, there was only one the Costa Cup team represented. What do you think happened, and do you think that maybe there was a false assumption made, or it was just bad luck?
All right. I don't think it was a false assumption. I'm not going to say a bad luck. I strongly believe that they made an assumption and the teams that was expected to perform significantly underperformed. Let me tell you why the assumption would be made. Last season, in Champions Cup quarterfinals, we had the same four Manning Cup, same four Manning Cup, four Dakasa Cup. Going into the semi-finals, 2 Manning Cup, 2 Dakasa Cup. The champions and defending champions were in that final. In that semi-final. JC, KC. It went on that the 2 Dakasa Cup teams defeated champions and former champions and went to the final. So coming into this season, would have the league, the champion league would have been in favor of the Dakasa Cup teams because they were the team that overthrew the Manning Cup teams in the Champions Cup.
Just one point though.
Yeah.
These conclusions this discussion was held when we were past midway point of this season, and it was based on the run of play.
Okay.
This season,
like the 1-1 draw them.
Those comments were made.
Like the 1-1 draw them.
No, before Champions Cup start.
I think
based on how the Costa Cup teams were playing, when people watch them on TV or when they watch them live, and based on when they watch Kingston teams on TV and when they watch them live, the conclusion was, and the consensus by most people within this, within your followers, was that the Costa Cup teams overall were better, had much better teams than Manning Cup teams. And I was just wondering if it was a wrong assumption based on the results so far, or it was just bad luck for the Costa Cup. And it wasn't just, they weren't just referring to coming from last year, they were referring to the run of play.
Oh, the run of play.
At the point. Yeah, at the point, up to the point of the stage.
In my perspective, I thought the playing field was a bit level. And I do believe that if
No, you had said that the Costa Cup was feeling a better team. So I remember the finish.
All right. So I would say that based off what I saw from Champions Cup last season, based off this year's performance in the Champions Cup, I was not comfortable with the fact that it was Central and Manchester who went into the Champions Cup. And the reason why I wasn't comfortable with it because, if I'm being honest, I have seen other teams perform at a higher level in the Costa Cup than both Central and Manchester. I watched the Central and Manchester semi-finals, and I can tell you, I have seen a higher level football playing than that. Me watch Mannings versus Glenmuir. High level, high intensity. Game ended 0-0. But the level was significantly high. It was just as high as I would have watched let me see now. A Mona KC game.
So therefore it was bad luck why they didn't rise to the top.
Me can't say
was
bad
it
luck.
Bad luck?
Me can't say bad luck because underperform.
But underperform.
Exactly, like Dintil versus Edwin Allen, underperform. Glenmuir versus Edwin Allen, the 2-0 loss, underperform.
Okay.
Dintil versus York Castle, and significant underperform. Even though me get some shady story, but I never go follow that up. I just put that in the underperform bracket. Because no one would expect a York Castle to turn up and topple over Dintil. No one would expect that. Dintil would have definitely gone to that as favourites. Now, by that notion, the mere fact that these teams did not step out to participate in the Champions Cup, we had other teams going to the Champions Cup who maybe not perform as all those other teams would have. They didn't tell the Glenmuir or even Manning. Well, no, Manning's went through, but they never really stand out. But they significantly underperform. Second to that, I have seen games in Manning Cup where I tell you, I go watch Catching versus St. Mary's College, and I tell you, Catching could have easily done the game 20-30-0. Easy. I think then score must be about 10. First half of 5.
Why you chose the worst example, MG. St. Mary's, really?
But me I say
the worst example.
All right. Even when advance, you find out say in the second round when Casey played Ozzy Marty. Casey gave Ozzy Marty 9 in one game. Once you find out say in a Dakar Cup, once you pass second round going up, you don't really see them scoreline there again. You don't really see them scoreline there again. It becomes very tight.
I know. I remember that was the what I use as the example to say during the second round because the competition was so close in the Costa Cup and because there was still some big scoring disparity in Manning Cup. When I use that as a measuring stick to say the Costa Cup teams were better. At the time, I just didn't want to get in the cascas, but I didn't feel that was a fair measuring stick at all. But I left it alone and allowed it to play itself out.
I'm sure me good example.
It's interesting to me how it ended up. That's all.
Yeah, man, but that's a football and unpredictable. Look on this now. Look at Mona. How much team Mona beat up on their journey to the Manning Cup to the Manning Cup semi-finals?
Holy.
Enough team. They beat up enough team going up to the Manning Cup semi-finals. Then now, when they face the Dakar Cup, one of the Dakar Cup finalists in CC, they could have gotten a throbbing.
Yeah.
No. When
anybody who got paid CC just start though. May I be honest?
Eh?
that was just a start draw for Mona.
but look at this. He work out but he work out for Casey. Casey come with the tactics there where we can tell you.
Because of an X Factor player.
Well,
that is the only thing that saved the day.
That chose still the X Factor. But it's important to have X Factor player. Because let me tell you, look at you know a funny thing about it? It's when you have an X Factor player in your team, you don't have fear. Tanner Gray said, I do believe many of those D Cup teams match up against Manning Cup. They would have been beaten. They would have been beaten really bad. Notwithstanding, there are great teams in the D Cup. John O'Star beaten really bad. How much Manning Cup team can beat CC?
Can beat CC?
Yeah.
Only 3 teams me think can stand a chance.
JC,
and that's a chance.
JC, KC.
I believe if CC play all the Manning Cup semi-finalists 10 times, CC will beat them more often than they lose.
Yeah.
But only three of the 4 I think have a chance of beating them more than once. It is JC, KC, and stuff.
But you think it's wrong for we use CC as a measuring stick?
Yeah, that's why when they brought that up, say Mona, they were using Mona when them come up against CC. I just didn't think it was a good example.
That's true. And CC should be the measuring stick as well.
Yeah.
Because
CC
CC play better than everybody else. So that should be the measuring stick.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
You know that come like say the CC KC game that come like say Man City versus Man City versus Manchester game there, where Manchester KC and CC and Man City and Manchester just sit back and catch Man City for some counter and clap them and the game done there so. But you have to have an X Factor player. You have to have an X Factor player.
Me still a play host. Me have a question now. Cause I want to do some digging on this dental phenomena where they call them what kind of bully? what kind of bully them call them?
Zone
Early
bully.
season bully.
That's all
Eh?
zone. One party friends sitting.
First round bully. So me have a question. For how do they choose the zones, the initial zones for Dakar Star Cup? Is it teams within an immediate geographic area, or is there a raffle and no matter where you come from around the island, they put it
all right,
together?
it should be teams in a geographical area. It should be teams in a geographical area. But
if that is the case, that might be an explanation as to why Dintil is the first round bully and why they would look so great, because they are better than the teams within their immediate geographic area.
Mm-hmm.
But when they go further and have to play some other teams now outside of that zone, that them look as good.
Them bought them too.
Yeah.
Tana Gray said, send Charlemont. Hey, you must, me no ask you. Hey, Tana, you're not easy now, man. You want to kill Charlemont. I can't imagine my previous, the Charlemont, you know, me say what day. I play against JCRK. You must say mad. Mad. Me wouldn't embarrass me. As bad as them be. As bad as them be. How me been think them be. They don't stand a chance. Because me know that the Charlemont team they play against CC. Me never have to say nothing more. But alright, the thing is not the majority of the top, let me say now. All of the Manning Cup teams from quarterfinals going up are excellent teams. Excellent teams from quarterfinals going up. Should I say quarterfinals?
No, Oze did in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, Oze did in the quarterfinals. Excelsior in the quarterfinals.
No, I don't consider them an excellent team. I don't consider them an excellent team.
Semi-finals.
Yes, semi-finals.
So
yes.
If me pick a semi-finals Manning Cup teams them, me not think more use Mona because Mona just a jumping night. Probably make it, no, me have to use this season.
But Mona bad still, you know. Don't Mona, me I tell you this. I mean no offense. Mona would have beat every other team in the except CC in the Dakar Star Cup semi-final.
Because our CC play.
Yeah, they would if they were drawn with any other of the other semi-finalists except CC. I believe Mona would have win. I just believe that the top four Manning Cup team is better than all the Dakar Star Cup teams, save and except Clarendon College. Clarendon College is just a boss team. But them, me believe the top four Manning Cup team better than every other Dakar Star Cup team.
I don't really believe so.
Me believe so.
I don't really believe so.
Me can't see no other team in a Dakar Star Cup beat Mona, which is the least of the four. Me not see.
I would love to see Glenmuir, Dintil. Boy, I don't know. They match them two teams. Them out of all their school.
Glenmuir or Dintil versus Mona would be a nice match still. But I just think
them two teams, they mash me up, man. They mash me up bad. They mash me up. So me can't argue against. Let me tell you why me can't argue against it. Because we saw when JC played Mona, how the result went, and we also saw what happened when JC go play Mannings. So me can't even use Mannings to back my argument. Me not even couldn't use Mannings to back my argument. Me couldn't use that. So me couldn't even use Mannings to defend it. So me can't. I couldn't stand here and argue against your point. Couldn't stand here and argue against your point.
Yeah.
I really who Manchester did play? Who Manchester did play?
Stats.
See there?
Yeah.
And people want to put Stats as the one I lesser team them, eh? And me can tell us Stats still a flag them. Hey,
man. So to me, the top four that went to Manning Cup this year was just the perfect top four for Manning Cup, but the perfect top four didn't happen for Dakar Star Cup. We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
But I believe even if it did happen, I still think the Manning Cup teams are better except than Clarendon College. Me can't see Glenmuir, me can't see Mannings, me can't see Dintil beat Mona.
Let me tell you why too, remember saying the same CC that I see him CC they will dintle and flag them for it, you know. Hard ball. hard
Yeah.
ball.
The style of Mona play would have frightened most teams, may I tell you. It is a if you're not play them, you're not gonna know. It's shocking the way them play, different from other. It's just that CC are the perfect counter. Their style is the perfect counter to Mona's style.
True. Volleyball, I make them come at you and just
Yes,
pull it to
it is a
them pull
yeah
Mona
the
to pieces,
perfect.
no? Them pull
Yeah,
Mona-
so I don't know, but any other team, I believe Mona would handle. Them would handle shock to see how Mona just keep coming at you over and over. leaving two defenders and bringing up everybody and just you're constantly running. You
under pressure.
if you're not, yeah.
You know which
It's
game
not
would be
easy
nice?
to do.
A Stats versus a Mona. I would love to see that.
Yeah, the two high press team them.
What?
Yeah, man, be running. Them would have killed them one another. Them would have dropped out with the match done.
But you know, say, me tell people say Stats fitter than Mona, but people laugh off and me say a foolishness me a chat. A Stats the only team from the start of the season. Whenever them kick the first whistle blow.
You know, me never believe you until when I saw Stats and KCR play. Let me tell you what get me. You see when them get a throw, MG, Stats, watch it. When them get a throw or a free kick, you don't even count to 1 second on the throw take.
Them quick man.
Me never see no team play so yet. Not even 1 second on the throw take. The man, if a man kick out the ball, him kick, and claim say want rest, because him kick out the ball, there's no chance for your rest. The ball throwing back right away.
Yeah. Me I tell you, that's true. Let me tell you what happened. The all Mona player, and the thing Mona try to replicate, I think Stats that perfect it. The high press, but way more organized. Stats is the only team from season, me see. When the first whistle blow, them start at 100, and when the final whistle blow, all if a 3 man on the pitch, them are finish at 100. Me say all if a 3, no matter who them are play against.
And one other thing we notice about Stats, apart from how quick them take set pieces, the forward line is like them know exactly where the other person there. Satchel, when he kick the ball, him know exactly where to kick it to. And it'll go right go find for him teammate. Me don't know, me not under them telepathic in a way. No, it's like them don't organize everything up this already, where each person for there when them are press.
You think they might shock JC in a Manico final?
Quite possible, man. Listen, me say it, you know, if you have an X Factor player, you have a chance. For me, in Manning Cup, Satchel is the second best player I saw this year. You know, so I rank him very high.
Yeah, man, me rank him high too, man.
Me rank him very high.
The only difference with him and Whisper have the numbers.
Yeah.
Whisper have the numbers.
Him not have the speed, the attacking speed where Whisper have to. Whisper will take some long strides and reach the goal in no time.
Remember saying Satchel play more of a system than Whisper. Satchel attack with him players them, you know. So he can't go left them. Them have to attack as a unit and defend as a unit. That's how they play. So maybe we have yet to see even his full potential because of how the team itself play. Because if you realize, you know, for them coaches that score, he measured in everything when he do. He's extremely measured. You notice when you go to penalties versus JC, 5 minutes before penalty shootout, 3 players come on, and I think 2 and a goalkeeper, or 3 and a goalkeeper. He's very measured down to the T. Man come like a Arteta. But it could be, but me know Whisper quick, and Whisper big. You have whole heap of sheer force. But Whisper having numbers, man. Whisper having numbers. As we said, you see numbers important. Numbers important.
Yeah, I just think Whisper is a generational talent. To me, he's just way better than everybody. But a solid number 2 is Satchel, and then him ably supported by Reed. What name? Omar Reed. Same name.
Where's after them?
Reed in partner up front. Reed,
Yeah. Omar Reed.
Omar Reed.
And
You have Len.
yeah, man. They have a
You have
good
Len.
youth, man.
I have another one. I
And you
forget
know the
them.
fun thing? Them not have no big name, you know. But me can't tell you they scare your friends.
Yeah, no man, them the front line are stats very scary.
They scare,
Me I
man.
tell you.
They scare your friends.
And may I say this? I wish two things happened this football season. I wish Stats did not Leng didn't lose his brother, because I believe this Stats team would be even more dangerous. It would be, if them probably would kill everybody. We'll never know.
True.
But so I wish that didn't. I wish he was still there. Rest in peace, Mr. Len. And I wish Justin Nelson was playing for Georges.
Whoa!
I think those two things would have changed the schoolboy football season. Well, it wouldn't get much better for Start still, because I'm already in the finals, and them would have still
in the finals. Come up there.
But then they would have even been more exciting, because Leng is just a goal scorer like that.
Remember that Georges and Mona fall in the same group in the quarterfinals. No, so that means that Georges will come out except for Mona, except I'll leave Mona.
No, who was the top two teams in that zone?
Top two teams.
Mona did win it, man. Mona did win it. Mona did win it.
Mona and Casey come out of the group.
No, Casey wasn't in Mona group.
Hold on there.
The first round you talk about, right?
Not first round, man. Quarterfinals, man. When the three teams they play against each other.
Oh.
We go semi-finals.
So you don't say, because if Georges did have Justin Nelson, them definitely come out of that.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Trust me, that's why they would have simply and deadly
terrorized. He's just a notch below Whisper. He's just a notch below Whisper. Just a notch.
Him just very small. Him very diminutive. Him
man, he get big,
Whisper
man.
body.
Well, that's the same.
No, man, I know him, man. Remember, say him living in my scheme, so I know him.
Bro,
but him nowhere. Him shorter than me. I mean, 5'9.5". So him shorter than me.
Yeah, look, he's talking doing.
I'm about 5'9". Yeah. So him short. But skill and speed
everything,
and technique,
shot power, everything. Yeah, man. You're rough, man.
That would have Never Bell would be smiling now if he had.
I'm smiling to a semi-finals, and well, we'll see from there.
Yeah.
Remember, Mr. One time watch him in the pre-season when the Europa Cup. In versus Whisper. A 5-5 done, I think Whisper scored 4. Whisper scored 3 assists 1. Him scored 4 assists 1. I said, blows and skirt. Then 2 youths then hat it. Then man got it. Me say, he man get to one time. Me say, man dance left on Casey.
So Justin Nelson tell me directly to my face, say, yo, although I don't believe him, can make a bias to my Casey. Justin said to me, say, yo, Shane, I'm better than Whisper. I'm going to prove it in a Europa Cup. Prove it, and I like me not prove it, me say, I prove it. And in Europa Cup, he did have better numbers than Whisper.
Yeah, man. I know 4 assists, 4 goals and 1 assist. I think Whisper have 3 goals and 1 assist. Thinking it was a hit one off and right foot, I say, man. I hear me now. Me say, no, on the right foot, brother.
I remember when Justin Nelson dropped the KC defender, embarrass him and chop him and drop him.
I'm in video Europa Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'll be video Europa Cup. All them things go viral. I'm video. I'm send them out.
Yeah, man. So, boy, Georges miss out big time.
Big time. Georges miss out on whole for celebration. Whole for celebration, I miss out on. You see why it's important when you have an X Factor player?
Yeah, man.
When you have an X Factor player, he come like unstoppable. He come like Barcelona with a Messi. So even if the team not playing nothing, this man turn up and give something. But definitely, Click said
who Jamaica will know who is Justin Nelson in the future. Him still try travel and do some thing abroad to try get in a club and things.
Jamaica can know him, man.
I wish him all the best.
Of course.
I just think probably him small, so I don't know him need to get much bigger to me. But yeah. Good time.
Notwithstanding, Justin Nelson is great. Super talent, man. Super. Hey, Shane, me can't believe. And me need to do a reaction at the Leon Bailey video, Yes, Leon Bailey said something in an interview where me know a lot of people not even keyed on pan. And the reason me keyed on pan him something because me love Jamaican football. People just cause me some love pick up the local the Jamaican ball and too much. I love over Jamaican ball. That's how people just love cause me say. Liam Bailey said something. Liam Bailey said when he was playing Manning Cup. Manning Cup instead play? No, when he did at JC, him no baller was better than him. Him said that all time own a mouth. And when I look on the aspect, the metrics of things, where Liam Bailey is at right now, versus where those ballers there. Them not nowhere near to the level of Liam Bailey right now. What went wrong in between the transition
in life there are a lot of there's a saying I don't remember and so where luck meets opportunity, something like that. In life you have to have those two things going for you. You have to try to create opportunities and capitalize on them, and also you need a lot of luck. You need things just to go your way.
Fall in place, yeah.
Yeah. So don't discount luck in it, but it is the major part of it is you working hard, you looking for the opportunities instead of expecting them to come to you. See, so what the difference with Mr. Butler is that him take up the young youth, him go over there, him try to play games against other youth to showcase the talent. So he's creating that opportunity. He's creating the luck for himself. Now, if you don't have the similar things, like so Butler fell into Leon Bailey's life, which is Leon Bailey's luck. Now, if other kids with similar or even greater talents don't get that luck or that opportunity, then we'll never live to see what they are capable of. Because truly we could have a Maradona in Jamaica here and we just don't know. We just probably will never know. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so...
You know the baller who played with the Cavaliers and Ainsworth?
Ainsworth? No.
17-year-old.
A very few Cavaliers player I know. Of course, I know Busy.
Yeah,
because him used to go case.
Busy 19 now or 20?
No, Busy probably 21, man.
21. But Ainsworth is a super talent. Ainsworth stopped playing schoolboy football and went pro. He's 17 years old. Well, him can't really sign a contract, but he's 17 years old. A lot of people, if Ainsworth were playing schoolboy football right now, Ainsworth also would be a beast in a schoolboy football. But a lot of people don't know him because he play Premier League, but he go a schoolboy, same way. And remember, said the Premier League level is higher than the schoolboy football level.
Yeah.
So Ainsworth would have already proved himself to be higher than schoolboy football level, in which he should be playing at that level because of age. Nonetheless, it goes to show the amount of talent what we have here, we not even know. You see Aldridge there? Super talent,
Yeah. Yeah, man, I know, man. But you see now, I'm kind of a little bit of a maths person. So, for example, may I give you an example? As a child, right? Cricket was the #1 sport in Jamaica them days. Everybody walk up and down with them radio, and West Indies a player, be a Pananak and Ray. As time went on, I noticed that because West Indies start losing a bit, the kids stopped playing cricket on the streets, because I used to play cricket very often as a little youth. And you find some more and more parishes now, you're not seeing a cricket something set up in the yard and them things. The only parish probably I hold on to cricket now is Westmoreland. Right? If you travel through the length and breadth of Jamaica where you see, liquor youths them set up a little rusty zinc pan and
Yeah, man.
use a
Remember
cutlass
for me
and
days,
shave
them, man.
out a
Major
back.
deep, man.
Yeah. And Westmoreland really and St. Elizabeth, them two parishes, they still a hold on to that culture a little bit. But what happens now when this happens is when you have a less children playing the sport, you have less pool to choose from.
Sure.
When you have a less pool to choose from, you have less quality to
Quality
choose from.
diminish.
Yeah, the quality gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and the problem compounded over time as the generations get less and less interested. So it is incumbent on the administrations of the sport to, I'm referring now to football, get the kids excited about football, get kids more and more playing the sport, get everybody start kick something, man, create competitions in a little primary infant school and set up some whole heap of competition, because the more kids, just from the sheer pool, the more kids you have playing, the more excitement generated, the more the pool gets larger, the more you can find more talent and the more you can develop. And this is what, if you notice, we have a bigger culture with track and field, because every school in Jamaica have sports day.
Yeah, true.
Almost every child at some point in their life in Jamaica run for sports day. But I can tell you how many child actually play a football competition coming up during schools.
Yeah.
Much less than kids who would have run competitively to try to gain a medal. So it is for us now to try to create that excitement, get more kids to play, and then generate a wider pool, and then we can generate more talent. And so we are in essence creating our own luck. As I say, where luck and opportunity meets, you can do big things. So, but we can create our own luck by just doing the administration for footballers, doing more to create more excitement around the sport and get more kids playing, get more kids interested. You get what I say? And we can, and then even have scouts just see if them can unearth certain talent from even the infant school level from early and set up some little things for them and thing. You get what I say? There's so much that can be done that is not being done. But everything come to money still, so
True.
Yeah. We all, apart from the administration of the will, we also need, say,
Finances
just general funds and corporate Jamaica to come on board and help to facilitate that,
and I think where we're struggling in Jamaica, I think that is where the era where our local Premier League is struggling. I think that is an era because we always bash the Premier League and we not even realize our local Premier League should be the route to playing professional football or making a career out of football. But we look down upon it so much and we disregard it. It take it time and water down. No matter how hard the organizers try.
But everything I'm telling you, thing is marketing, man. Remember when they were doing the Monday night football or Red Stripe Monday night? Yes, after a while, I see people start literally, I'm go watch Monday night football. Then that stop, and then the inconsistency is like with Super Cup too for us. The money that was put behind that and full up Sabine and full up National Stadium, creating that buzz, and then it dropped. Sponsors pull out and it drop, and then now you have half of Sabine closed down when a big Super Cup match are played. And half of the stadium closed down when a big Super Cup match are played. You see the difference in marketing?
True. Because I was surprised because Manning Cup and half of stadium people there. Manning Cup semi-finals, So if you finals
same thing will be for the finals too. Same thing for the finals. Exactly. All them do is just the grandstand alone.
Exactly. That me look on no. That's
Yeah,
exactly
the
my look and say.
marketing is not there, but I know it can be done. I saw it done with Super Cup.
It happened.
The
We
blueprint,
see for
the
years.
blueprint is there.
All right. You know, said this. From your schoolboy football until now, I think this year one of the lowest turnout we ever see. Of venues, or some of the venues them. Today, you know, you see the Ben Francis Cup them. Ben Francis Cup. You watch it today, right?
Yeah, but part of the reason for Ben Francis Cup being looking like that is because they turn Walker Cup and Ben Francis Cup in quote unquote losers cup. But I think they should never have done that.
Yeah, but
That is part of it.
me agree. But look on this, right? When certain schools are playing a certain era. If all right, let me give a good example. When we go watch the Clarendon versus Central match done by Fogar Road, Clarendon Clarendon Black off. The traffic was like a 3-hour traffic. Why? 2 Clarendon schools are play, 2 highly rated schools are play, what people want to see. That like Central and this big traditional school I win. No. Central is a Clarendon school what people want to see, and Clarendon College play and people are come to see it. You see,
That's why I said there. That's why I said there is something happening in Clarendon. People need to go and investigate.
True.
Administration. But anyway, go ahead.
True. So the place block off. I mean, ram up and because of that, it made me late. Because the taxi couldn't reach on in time. So if I come out the taxi early and walk 3/4 journey, I have to walk. Nearly half an hour I have to walk to go down the base off of the traffic jam. Nonetheless, people turn out same way. And it's a group stage match, you know. And in the quarterfinals, and the semi, it's a group stage match. And CC school not did so. Central school not did so. But at they 2 school them play. But they have a big turnout. Now, in Linstead, Dintil versus Charlemont, rivalry. Please black off again. Please black off. What I'm saying is this, right? If you have Ruseas and
The Russians.
let me see, Ruseas and put on another school. So Ruseas and Dintil are played on a Clarendon. You know, say place our black off as well. You know why? Because down there, so them have a football culture down there.
Yeah.
Where people are come to watch football. People are come to support football. In Spanish Town, Prison Oval.
You're still a back up my point, you know. These things don't happen by any small feet, you know. Anyway, you see a culture. Think about it. Cricket is literally dead in Jamaica, but Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth still can have SDC cricket and the place full up.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in terms of administration is doing something there that is different from the rest. Okay. Somebody, some persons or something is happening where they are doing something different in Clarendon to keep that culture alive and keep churning out the talent. Something is happening.
Yeah, me know.
I don't believe these things happen by just pure chance.
Because them develop a football culture. But I don't know, if match up play,
but a culture has to be maintained too, no?
Agree.
Why I say that?
Agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that. You know, if a match up play a Prison Oval, all if a corner league a play a Prison Oval, people are gonna turn up and watch it over there. Over there go ram. Because Spanish Town have a footballing culture. Them have a footballing culture. Now, I think what happened right now, in many of the aspects, I believe that we kind of drift away from the football culture. Maybe that I will try get back to this. So. For some reason, what if me never did the program where me after match analysis and previews, reviews, then kind of something there? What if nobody never did it? I just a normal social media where you have TVJ, then do the match and then show the goal, done there so, and you see something like newspaper. You think for this season, you will see so much excitement generate around the schoolboy football?
No.
The role, I think Issa, for one, don't really understand the role of we play.
Yeah.
Then I don't think they understand the role of we play. And they could have...
I hope I hope that's not the truth because the facts are there that the time that human beings spend on their phones now and on their electronic device
Increase.
is substantially higher than say even
TV.
5 years ago,
TV and
right?
newspaper.
Yeah, and regular media is going down. Because right now I'd rather be on my social media scrolling rather than watching TV.
All right, look on the shade,
So
right? Yeah, I
yeah,
come from work, right?
yeah.
Say I come from work 6 o'clock, 6:30. All right, so you're in traffic 7 o'clock. My program starts 7 o'clock. I'm gonna reach on the time. You're not traffic. I come at 7 o'clock. Instead of you try broke your neck, you're going to watch the news. You turn on the YouTube and you go and listen to this. You listen to the score line them. You now have to go take up the newspaper and read it. You now have to sit down in front of the news because if you miss it, you miss it, you know. If you miss it, you miss it backside. If you miss the news, you miss it and you have a praise that somebody catch it for you. You turn on your phone in your car, hook you up on your audio, and you put it on, and you go and listen football reason, diverse football understanding. And sometimes you get so excited, you want to call in to, because you like the reason, you want to say something. You don't agree with something, you want to call in and say something. So, that is the reason why radio stations now move to the direction where they start to interact with the viewers. Because the old time days radio station and independent radio talk. Nobody really them days are done. That's why I know them have interaction. I saw TVJ did something today. I don't think they ever did that before. They do an after match program. On TVJ, after the match, Argentina match, I see Oral Tracer grown and I do some interview with people and something. It's an after match program I see them I do. So, and they've never done that before. I mean, I've never seen it before.
Question though, MG, I'm just trying to understand because I know you said they're not recognizing it, but to be honest, I have seen where social media personalities are now given free passes to go to games. I have seen where they have gained so much importance that all the key personnel and stakeholders, administration, coaches, and players are now willing to give interviews to social media personalities. And we enjoy those interactions via YouTube, etc. And I have seen where even yesterday an administrator like Chung or a coach like Butler or as in the case senior ranks within the JFF may sometimes come on these programs. I've seen an increase in those interactions over the last couple of years. So I am not necessarily seeing what you're seeing, but you're the one that's in it.
All right.
So I don't really know.
With those interviews they're speaking about, those interviews was done based on the vlogger reaching out and explaining a case that we want to bring across this, we want to get a better understanding of this. And they would have agreed to do it. They don't have to do it.
But that was just one example though. I've just seen where like Rudolph Speed, Chung, I've seen other persons, for example, and the coaches also are giving the interviews now and stuff and things. So I don't know. I'm seeing where the footballing community is embracing social media, but you're saying, you're articulating to the contrary, but you would know more than me, so I don't really understand.
All right, let me show you this, right? So since I started YouTube, there's a few of us in the category. So roughly, when we start, about 4 or 5 away. Simon Person was here before. Simon Person was here before me. Ryan LFC was here before me. And what's his name?
IMAX it.
No, Coaches just was here before me. IMAX it joined the same time. So them 3 that was here. I think Simon Person is here. Years. So Ryan probably a little bit more a year or 2 before. Because really and truly, me saw the Reggae Boy content last year.
And this or that is new.
They are new. They started, last year as well. We are doing in a year them start. So them new. So as the time goes by, we are get more and more social media content creators like myself. But what a lot of people don't understand is that all the interviews that we're doing All them something that we say we are doing, put ourselves in a position so we can get this and get done. It is us, which is good, which is right. Put yourself out there to try get in those positions. And let me tell you.
Yeah, but
those who don't know,
MG, I'm just playing advocate here. I don't,
That's me explain.
one quick thing. JFF president, for example, is highly unlikely to reach out to, say, Jamaica Observer, Jamaica Gleaner,
And they want to reach out to him.
Them reach out to him for the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, them reach out to him. So I would assume it would be the same even for social media.
It is the same.
Yeah.
But what is happening is that most of these big institutions aren't realizing that the more modern media is social media. It's the more modern media now. I.e., look at ESPN, BBC, Sky Sports, Fox Sports, all of these things are in the realm of social media. Because they do most of them things on via YouTube. They do most of them things via YouTube. Now, I don't think that these big entities are utilizing their own mediums to create a bigger, a wider reach. Let me show you how. This is what happened. ESPN, you know Robbie from AFTV, right?
Yeah.
You know what ESPN, not ESPN, you know what Sky Sports do? Robbie have a big follower base, millions of people. Sky Sports say, you are gone. Since you have so much follower base, and he might discuss Arsenal, all the issues about Arsenal have. Let's dip into that. With one interview with Robbie, them base gone, it's about 10% them follower base go by. About 10%. Them follow base go by. And why it's important to gain follow base as media outlets is because the bigger your follow base, the more the information go, the more people get the information. And that is the whole purpose for people to get the information. So that's what these big media outlets are doing. They're tapping into the other media platforms to push their reach. We don't do that in Jamaica. We are more enclosed and secluded. We're more enclosed and secluded in what we have or what we are doing.
So MG, I'm going to give you the opportunity now tonight to say as a prominent member of this new media, what would you like to see from the bigwigs, as you call them, in football administration and from corporate Jamaica? What would you like to see them do for you to perceive yourself as being respected and being
all right, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's for what all of us are doing. All right, let me give you a perfect example.
But what would you like to see? What would you like to see happen?
Let me put some context to it. So the Reggae Boyz were campaigning on their World Cup campaign, right? And they were doing a lot of stuff. But during that time period, all of us Reggae Boyz fans were back at the players, going to the players, catching, trying to interview the players, up and down, consistent update and type of something. Regular update. All them something there. Push out, reach out, them kind of something there. Then at one point, them say, boy, you have to apply to get media pass. I'm going to say, fine, no problem. Apply to get media pass. 3 times. Send email. Reach up at the office. They say they're not getting the email. I'm go to the office and say, is this email? Say, yes. Is this a sent email? Say, okay, sent. So what? But we don't see it. What happened? On match day, no. I forgot that match if you try to get the media pass, no. So fine. Never get no media pass. They say they couldn't find it. They can't sort out on match day. So I'm going to pay my ticket at the match. Enjoy the match. Now, when me there the match, most of the ball them know me. Chatty ball them and this and that and rate it. Even ball them I say, how come they don't see me come to the interview? I say, boy, never get a media pass. So I see anything that is similar situation happen now with Issa. So maybe not Shane. Maybe the problem might not be them on a holistic value, and maybe I'm the problem. because of me happen to. So maybe and them my problem. Maybe the problem. Maybe I am saying or I am doing something maybe wrong, and my approach is wrong. But one thing for sure, I don't think that they utilize the reach that the aspects of reach that they can have. I.e. So Reggae Boyz have a big match coming up.
1 second, MG. 1 second, MG. Just in case me get cut off is the battery. So, but talk, yeah?
My battery I got to. It's my battery blink.
Yeah, man.
Anyways,
Go ahead. That's why I know. It's not a disrespecting. It's just in case.
No,
yeah? Go ahead.
But me I tell you my battery blink a long time. There, no. Close off still. But as me say, you know, like one time, say digital do something and you don't really have a brand ambassador, but all of a sudden there's a particular person do something on social media and it go viral in regards to digital. You know digital do? Catch a person there and do a little skit with them, you know? Catch a person, do a little skit with them and push your reach out more. So catch the person who will follow for them audience and catch new audience. So I don't think that these entities, these people are utilizing what they can do in regards to the social media reach that they can get. No. Man, the biggest platform in that category. I've had a bigger platform than me. Reach out to this platform. You don't have to reach out to this platform. When this platform reach out to you, sponge your idea, say, what, you know, we can do this, we can do that. And even if we do, you can say, you can consider it. Because I've done it. I've reached out to other these places and give suggestions, such and such. Still haven't gotten an ass in their back. So none of them wouldn't look back for me. So that is the reason why I said them still don't really know. They want people.
I think though, just again, me just arguing out. I'm thinking while you're talking. All right, so I agree with you that there are so many positive benefits to supporting this new media and stuff. But also, how do you alleviate this particular concern? If one of the administration said to you, I have this concern, where this is a media house that we cannot manage because they are not regulated, and you are free to do and say anything that you want to do or say, which may not necessarily be representative of the brand that they are trying to put out there. What would you say to that?
I like to structure that. Because in anything in regards to media, there must be some level of regulation. Or there must be some level of accountability.
Yes.
Now, for me, this is important. The mere fact that, like they would say that I am not an established media, it makes it very difficult for them to hold me accountable for anything. Because according to them, any particular party who says that I'm not an official media, I will stand without accountability. In the same sense, if you said, okay, if we're going to do something with you, there must be some level of accountability going forward from here. So there's do's and don'ts. If you break those do's and don'ts, you're liable for such and such actions to be taken against you.
Or you lose your credentials, your privileges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't apply for your
accreditation. Well said.
Exactly. So you can't this and then something there. And if you go overboard, you can't even possibly get banned for even come at the games then. Because that can happen. Because you disrupt their sponsorship, them brand, whatever. Right. Because them can that. Just the same as our fan can get banned from a stadium for doing such and such activity.
Yeah.
So that in that aspect. So that with that now, even though they might not see me as a mainstream media, based on the fact that you have done something with one of us or any one of us, there's some level of accountability now put on our shoulder to act in a particular manner. If we want to be deemed accredited or credible, we have to act in that particular manner.
Boy, MG, we went so far above and beyond schoolboy football today. We really had some really interesting conversation. I don't know, as I'm not looking in the chat, I don't know if the chat is finding it boring or finding it interesting. But from my personal perspective, I thought the discussion was very, very interesting, even though it went beyond the spectrum of schoolboy
True.
football.
True, no game that play
Anyway,
tomorrow. Oh, Tana.
anyway,
Oh, you cut now, Shane. Me a cut now, man. But big up
yeah,
Shane.
man. Me I say, no, me not cut it. Me
Oh,
not cut it. But me just say close off now, man. Cause
yeah.
me
All
I
right. So
give me a
Tana
turn
said,
over to you.
are bigger media house a part of why you guys are excluded? Could there be a bigger fight based on sponsorship spend? Not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Not sure. Can be. It can be. I don't really see how it would be a factor, but it can be. Because small vloggers may be deemed as cutting into their pie. Not worry about me, man. Me small, man. Little pie me a cutting a man. I know nothing, man. But me not, I'm not sure. But that's a good point. That's a good point, Tana. Oh, Tana, me supposed to come at town, come watch the JC Vauxhall game. Of JC Vauxhall? I think a JC Vauxhall game tomorrow. I'll be watching the JC Vauxhall game tomorrow up by JC. I think up by JC. I think regulation go beyond what the sports body would set. It's more broadcasting corp as well. True. J. Thomas said, keep doing your thing, they will come around. I believe so too. So people, me cut off now. Tana said, I love the conversation. Yeah, listen, I have learned so much since I started this thing. And this is the reason I don't behave in certain manner. You know, you hear me come a cuss and I go on bad. You know, hear me I do that. Because I understand what is happening. I understand what is happening, especially in the media house. I understand what it takes to be credible. I understand how we have to operate to be accredited. But in the same sense, me say foolishness, I'm gonna talk about it, but I will not be disrespectful. I'll talk in a manner where everything will be clear, clean and precise. And also, notwithstanding, I go disrespect anyone, any business, any entity, or defame any level of sponsorship. So I won't do that. This is how I go. Sure, people, we have some big games coming up Friday, Saturday, people, Friday, Saturday. Manning Cup finals, the Casa Cup finals, Ben Francis finals, Walker Cup finals. We're going to look forward to them, people. Anyways, Shane, anything before you go?
Yeah, man. May I say to all of the people I'm in the chat, tell your friends that MG is really doing a phenomenal job in terms of just providing us entertaining content. One, providing visibility to football and creating excitement that a lot of people are not doing. And with this, it can only help the development of football in Jamaica, because the more excitement created, the more children are interested, the more children will play, the wider the pool is that we'll have to choose from the talent from. So like, share, subscribe, donate, all that you can do. Tell a friend, everything like that. Support MG. For those who haven't pressed the like button yet, please do so before you step out. MG, much respect. Are you going to do a pre-show to the finals, or is after the finals?
Tomorrow night we'll do the preview show.
Oh,
The
nice.
finals are Friday. So tomorrow Thursday, tomorrow night I'll do the preview show.
All right, wonderful.
All right.
So MG, big up yourself. Great work again.
Bless up, my bro. Bless up you. Really appreciate you coming on. Sian said, MG, when Ben Francis final never play in Clarendon instead of States, being that both teams are from Clarendon. Because the date was, the venue was already set way before the selection. So that is the reason why. A lot of things that I say happen. About it's a great convo between you two both. Hopefully, some smart persons from one of those brands is here in the chat to relate to these good info. Hopefully. We'll see. It's about reach. It's about reach and growing together. That's the thing. It's about reach and growing together. Big up everybody in the comment section. Don't know something there. Long enough here. A boring conversation. But big up. The other said, if any can change, I don't think so. Not at this point. Too many things already put in place for the venue, so I don't think it can change. I don't think, for me, if it was me, I don't think I would want. wanted to change as well. As I said, there's a lot of money would have already put in place in regards to how the venues are selected. So and what's gonna happen. So now can't change now. Anyways, people, big up, massive respect. See you guys tomorrow night for the Manning Cup preview show. Stats versus JC. Will there be a surprise? Stats versus JC. Will there be a surprise? A long time Stats are coming here, so you know. People, a long time Stats are coming here, so can't get nothing. Stats can't get nothing. Look how long Stats are coming here, so people. And then can't get nothing. So you go, people. Anyways, big up MG Sports, people. Road. Boom.